I've listened to Swimming by Mac Miller for 4 years.
And I listened to it once yesterday.
Welcome to Spin It. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Spin It, the record ranking podcast for people who would rather be listening to music. I'm James, and swimming over there is Connor.
We're finally doing my third favorite Miller musician.
Your third favorite Miller? Well, who are the other ones?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Don't tell me that you did that whole joke and you picked the third favorite one and you don't even have another one to name.
No, I have them. I thought they were kind of obvious.
No, I don't think they are.
Really? I feel like once I say them, you're going to disagree.
You're right, I'll probably have to slap myself in the forehead.
Well, obviously, coming in at number one, Glenn Miller. And then the Steve Miller Band.
Oh, well, that's a band. I guess Steve Miller could be your favorite Miller from the Steve Miller Band.
On guitar and vocals, baby.
That's not so bad that I feel like I have to smack myself in the forehead. If Mac Miller's your third favorite Miller, do you know any Mac Miller songs?
No.
Oh.
He's now the third Miller artist that I know, so by default, he's in third.
Wow.
I don't know that many Millers.
What about Roger Miller?
Oh, I hadn't considered Roger Miller.
Yeah. Kansas City Star.
Hang on, let me think.
The Rooster in Robin Hood.
Yeah, actually, he's probably number two, actually.
Yeah.
So let's bump everybody down. Sorry, Mac Miller, you're number four now. You've been demoted.
Uh-huh.
How could I forget Roger Miller?
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's okay if Mac Miller is your fourth favorite Miller because Miller's not even his name. Miller is like a stage name.
I mean, I don't know if that makes it any better or not, but I'll accept it.
Well, he can be maybe one of your favorite McCormicks. He's Malcolm James McCormick. I bet you can't name any McCormicks off the top of your head.
Isn't that a food company?
Yeah, they make spices.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, but that's not a musical artist unless you count that as like maracas, I guess.
I mean, food is music to my soul.
Right. Well, he can be your favorite McCormick. He makes better music than the Spice People, probably. But Miller, he took his name Miller in honor of his older brother, Miller. So you don't know any Mac Miller. Well, we talked about him briefly on our Ariana Grande episode. He got a shout out.
I know Mac Davis.
That's different. No, that's Mac. You know Macs and you know Millers, but this is the first time you get to know them together.
Old MacDonald.
MacDonald.
Macas, as they pronounce it in Australia.
Yeah, that's what they say. But this is Mac Miller. He's a rapper. And I'm excited to talk about him because we talked about on their Doechii episode just recently. You know, she had a more analog style rap sound. And Mac Miller kind of has the same thing going on. We liked it on Doechii. I'm excited to see how it translates to Mac Miller in a totally different context. Instead of being from the swamp, like Doechii, from Tampa, Mac Miller, he was born in January of 1992 in Pittsburgh, a Pennsylvania boy. You ever been to Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
You ever been to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't even think I've done that. I've been through Pittsburgh probably once, but I was so young I don't remember it. Maybe Mac Miller was there. Almost certainly he was. Malcolm was raised in a Jewish family. When he was 5 years old, he got his first keyboard for Hanukkah. He said, I hooked that thing up and never stopped playing it.
That a good Hanukkah gift?
Well, yeah, that's a good Hanukkah gift. I don't know. A keyboard, look, it set him on a whole career path.
That is fair.
Although, would we say it was a good gift if he didn't pursue music? Still, yes.
I just wasn't sure what level of gifts to expect.
On Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I don't know for sure. Keyboard's a good gift anytime.
That's fair.
But Mac was cut out for music from the beginning, right? He tried playing sports like soccer and football and basketball, even lacrosse, but none of that was really his forte. He was sticking with music, and his first musical ambitions were to be a singer. And that's another thing that he has in common with Doechii, and maybe another reason I expect some elements of his music to jump out at you more, is he does have a lot more melodic singing and elements to his hooks and stuff. He's not just a rap rapper. But he was going to be a singer full-time, and in his mid-teens, that 14 to 15 range, he discovered rapping, and that, as he said, it changed his life completely. He first went by the name Easy Mac, which is incredible, a great name, and his first mixtape, again at age 15 years old, it was called But My Mackin' Ain't Easy. Easy Mac, But My Mackin' Ain't Easy.
Oh, that's great.
Uh-huh. I mean, yeah, I figured you'd like that. Over the top.
Easy Mac. I mean, he should have stuck with Easy Mac, to be honest with you.
You think? I don't know. Miller's Sweet is a tribute to his brother. It rolls off the tongue.
Listen, I understand it. The sentiment, it's all there. It's all great. Mac Miller, it's nice. Alliterative, double M, whatever.
Yeah.
There's just something iconic about like Easy Mac.
Well, it's already a trademarked food.
Not like that. It's not.
Not the letters EZ.
Yeah.
They still would have sued him, and you know it.
I don't think it would have worked.
Maybe not.
I could name my kid Taylor Swift. I ain't gonna be able to do anything about it.
Kraft would send him a cease and desist.
I hate that.
No, you don't. Anyway, he briefly formed a little duo act with local Pittsburgh rapper Beatty. He put out some music, but ultimately he settled into a solo career. He settled into the classic Mac Miller branding by 2009. Easy Mac was no more. His early projects actually were gaining a ton of traction. His first 2 mixtapes, they earned him some major recognition at the Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards. He earned 21 and Under of the Year and Best Hip Hop Video at those awards. Didn't we talk about, did Wiz Khalifa win a lot of Pittsburgh Hip Hop Awards too? I feel like he might have. Or maybe I'm thinking Machine Gun Kelly dominating the Cleveland, Ohio local rap scene. Either way, local awards. He's tearing it up. By 2010, Mac would sign with the indie label Rostrum Records, and he started working on his mixtape Kids. You might recognize the name Rostrum Records. It's the home of our, like I just said, our other notable Pittsburgh native, Wiz Khalifa. Great place for an aspiring rapper to cut his chops. And he kind of came under the mentorship of Wiz Khalifa in due time. The label's president was really excited about a maturation in Mac Miller's sound and in his approach to his music. And he was even more excited when Mac Miller decided to stay with Rostrum after Kids took the music world by storm. Other labels started to try and poach him, get his contract. And Mac said, no, I'm staying with Pittsburgh, right? He's a hometown guy through and through. He started to break through on social media, and I also guess just like media in general. He was a part of XXL's infamous and very influential freshman class in 2011, alongside the likes of Kendrick Lamar.
Huh.
Yeah, and he kept putting out music pretty steadily. His 5th mixtape featured his first Billboard Hot 100 hit called Donald Trump, which went to number 75. Very quickly, it earned platinum certification in the United States. And then after that, his On and Beyond EP was his first breakthrough into the Billboard 200. It went all the way to number 55, which is a great first breakthrough. That's almost the top quarter. His first proper studio album, called Blue Slide Park, dropped in late 2011. It was the very first independent record to debut at number 1 on the Billboard 200 since 1995. And 3 of its singles also went to the Hot 100. So here he is doing the undoable. And also Mac Miller's just putting out tons and tons of music, and maybe even tons on top of that. His Macadelic mixtape, an EP with Pharrell, a jazz EP that he made, where he gets to revive his early dreams of being a singer more than a rapper. He did a reality show on MTV called Mac Miller and the Most Dope Family. He's doing it all, doing a little bit of everything. And by 2013, he's doing a little bit of everything on his own label, Remember Music. Emphasis on the re, or emphasis on the REM. Good question, I don't know. But he used that label to support his friends and sign local Pittsburgh talent, and he used it for his side projects and alter egos as well. Good stuff. I love the creative freedom that comes with artists making their own labels. His 2013 record, Watching Movies with the Sound Off, features contributions from some names that you know, like Schoolboy Q and Absol and Tyler the Creator, right? Other artists from that world. And his lyrical content's also evolving. His early songs were mostly what people have called frat rap tracks, about partying and drugs. But by the time we hit this era, this Watching Movies with the Sound Off era, he's writing songs that are a lot more incisive and reflective and really deeply personal. Honestly, a lot of the qualities about Mac Miller that really drew me to him as an artist right off the bat, and especially that drew me to swimming, are things that start to show and develop in this mid-career period. So it's cool. He starts to come into his own. In 2014, Miller signed himself and his record label to a distribution deal with Warner Brother Records, his first time on a major label. They would facilitate the release of his 3rd album, Good AM, presumably Good Morning, which is another Billboard Top 5 record, and his 4th album, The Divine Feminine, which was another Billboard Top 5 record. And The Divine Feminine saw Mac branch out again into areas other than rap. He starts pulling in funk and jazz influences. He really does have a knack for expanding his niche and not getting pigeonholed into a style or a sound or even an identity with all these alter egos that he's doing. He also got out of a years-long on and off relationship in this time. That's when he spent about 1.5 years dating Ariana Grande. We talked about that, and she shouts him out on Thank You Next, which we did on episode 109, which is a ludicrous long time ago.
I didn't even know we did a 109.
Yeah, we did. We did. We didn't skip that one.
That's so far back it's been shredded.
That came out, yeah, in August of 2023. But that takes us up to 2018. 2018 is the year that Mac Miller releases the album we are diving into today, Swimming.
Head first?
Head first. Well, should we? Should we go feet first? Head first is the right way to dive. How far up are we jumping from?
I'm cannonballing.
Oh, okay. Well, that could hurt your butt if you go from too high. I think I'll just jump feet first. Not a proper dive, but I won't break my neck, so that's nice. Mac started working on Swimming as early as 2016. He produced the album himself. Always love that, of course. And it's rare for hip-hop for an album to have no features. And this one does not. None credited, anyway, though there are a few guest vocalists in the background from time to time, like Snoop Doggy Dogg. He's on here once. But no, credited features. He does a lot of this completely solo, which again makes so much sense because it's such a personal kind of record. A lot of the lyrics revolve around his breakup with Ariana Grande, but also there's just a lot of other facets of life. The record revolves around self-realization and personal growth and healing. He was drowning and now he's swimming. So it's, just progression. He teased the record on social media in July of 2018, and by August 3rd, it would be released. And once again, he went blending genres in very innovative and seamless ways. Critics mostly consider Swimming a jazz rap album, so that's a fun one. I think the closest we've come to anything like jazz rap is either A, A Tribe Called Quest, who sampled a lot of jazz in their rap, or B, John Batiste, who was mostly jazz, but did a little rapping in the mix.
I was going to say John Batiste is probably the closest.
So I'm just curious to see how it compares. If your affinity for jazz and your pickiness about rap sometimes kind of balance or cancel out.
Could multiply.
It could. Also, just to be clear, notice I did not say that you don't like rap, because I do think we now have sufficient evidence to the contrary, and I don't think that's accurate anymore. So good work.
Correct.
I mean, you've said it from the beginning.
I'm just glad you finally understand what I've been saying from the beginning.
Well, you're just particular about it.
I am.
So it took us a while to cover a broad enough range of artists to kind of find some things that you liked.
And now it's time for me to change all my tastes.
Oh, no. Go figure. Either way, jazz rap or otherwise, critics received it pretty well. Its Metacritic score is a 78. The Guardian said that Swimming is an ambling 13-song journey towards self-acceptance, one that does not end in triumph. And I love that. We end the record still on the journey. I think the open-endedness is great, and it serves this album really well. But we'll get to that. That's, the end. We're still at the open beginning. Rolling Stone called Swimming the most impactful album of Mac Miller's career. Also definitely true. It debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, which is his 5th top 5 record in a row, and by February of 2021, it would be Mac's first platinum certified record. Swimming also charted in 19 other countries worldwide, and his 3 singles, Small Worlds, Self-Care, and What's the Use, they all did pretty well. But then Self-Care, Hurt Feelings, and Come Back to Earth were the songs that ended up charting, which is unusual. Only one of those singles made it to the charts, the rest did not, and some album tracks did chart. Wild. You just never know sometimes. Swimming did end up on a lot of year-end best lists and earned a nomination for Best Rap Album at the Grammys, so it was just a milestone record. It looked like Mac Miller's career had already taken off, but was just about to skyrocket. But tragically, Swimming was the last record that Mac Miller put out during his abbreviated lifetime. And that's one of the reasons I was initially drawn to this record. I wanted to hear the last work that he had a complete hand in seeing all the way to release. And we've done some posthumous albums before, like Stevie Ray Vaughan's was a notable posthumous album that we did. But I don't know. I just think there's power in that, hearing the last work that an artist was able to put out. And that's Swimming. And there's other albums that have come out since of unreleased material and stuff, but that's all compiled by the estate. That's all maybe planned out and recorded ahead of time, but Swimming's just one that he got to experience the release cycle for. But his death was shocking to the music world. Mac used a lot of drugs throughout his life, largely to combat depression. Particularly, he smoked a lot of marijuana, and he got addicted to lean for a while in the early 20-teens. He had stretches where he earnestly tried to get clean, and even had to deal with an arrest for drug possession and a hit-and-run charge after he hit a utility pole while driving under the influence. It's just a long, ongoing battle for Mac. For the better part of his 20s, he's dealing with substance abuse and just trying to fight off addiction. Now, on September 7th, 2018, about a month after the release of Swimming, Mac Miller was found dead in his home by an assistant. The coroner determined that he died from an accidental overdose because of fentanyl mixed into a batch of counterfeit painkillers that he was using, which is just terribly sad. He's one of the more high-profile celebrities or deaths that's been lost due to the overdose and the fentanyl epidemic. There was a vigil at the Blue Slide Park in Pittsburgh, which was his first album's namesake. There was a massive tribute concert in his honor, and a charity was also established in his name, which helps young rappers and musicians rehabilitate from substance abuse. They're doing really good work. Meanwhile, the men who sold Mac Miller the laced pills were put on trial, and in 2022, they got pretty hefty sentences.
Dang.
Yeah. So that is obviously a tragedy, and I don't know, one of the things that's made Mac Miller, just solidified his legacy as an artist. I mean, unfortunate that it happens like that, but it does happen.
Not the first, and tragically won't be the last.
Yeah. Posthumously, his estate has, like I said, been putting out a lot of his unreleased work over the years. I mean, this guy had so many side projects, and he was making music so fast. He has a ton of unreleased content in the vault, kind of like Prince. So far, there have been 2 posthumous records. Circles is kind of a companion to Swimming, and that came out in January of 2020. Then Balloonerism, his most recent, came out, honestly, so recently, in January of 2025. And of course, there have been reissues and anniversary editions of his earlier stuff, like Kids and Watching Movies. I haven't gone in yet, but I'm particularly interested to listen to Circles, because like I said, his initial vision was a follow-up to Swimming. And so that's kind of the last album that he helped plan, I believe, during his lifetime. So it could be super cool to hear the second half of what Swimming has been. But really, some of his biggest hits truly have come after his death. Circles sold 164,000 units in his first week, which was Mac Miller's biggest single week of all time. And Good News was his highest charting solo song to date, hitting number 17 on the Hot 100. So, that's cool. As for his awards and accolades, over the course of his career, he's got that one posthumous Grammy nomination in 2019 for Best Rap Album, which, unfortunately, he did lose to Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. No slight on that album. I haven't listened to it yet, but a shame for Swimming. And then Mac earned the key to the city of Pittsburgh in 2013. The mayor declared the day Mac Miller Day. So that's always nice. He's got his own day. So that's what you need to know about Mac Miller. Now it's time to play some Factor Spin and learn 4 new things about Mac Miller. They could be just about anything. Let's see what the Mixtaper's got in store.
Hey, it's me, the Mixtaper.
Hello, Mixtaper.
Easy Mix.
Easy Mix? You trying to do an Easy Mac thing? I guess Mac Miller gave the name up, and you can't copyright a title. You could probably copyright a name.
Yeah, so I'll be Easy Mac.
Oh, that's, you know what?
Get this podcast sued.
Please don't. Yeah, I don't think we could afford to be sued by Easy Mac. Honestly, they're being very difficult, Mac, about this whole thing.
Are you ready to learn 4 new things?
I'm always ready to learn 4 new things. I just hope that I get them right.
Are you ready to learn 4 new things about Mac Miller?
I prefer to learn 5, but I'll settle.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can make 5 work.
Oh, okay. I mean, do what you do. I don't want to impose.
You've already posed.
Fair enough. Spinning. Oh, swimming, but spinning. There's something there that we can do for Factor Spin. I don't know what it is, but it's there.
Let's see. Where do we want to begin our
journey begins in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with the birth of Malcolm McCormick, who would eventually go on to do the things mentioned in the upcoming fact, potentially.
He rented a school bus.
He rented a school bus. That's fun. To go to school?
No. To live Moss.
To live... Uh-oh. Is this a Taco Bell fact?
Dong.
I'll take the bell sound as a yes.
It's been a while since we've had a Taco Bell fact, but we have had them.
Yeah, mostly Willie Nelson was enemies with the dog. And there's been 1 or 2 others, but that's the one that sticks out in my mind.
That's the one I was thinking of, yeah.
Gidget, the Chihuahua. Why does Mac Miller need a bus for Taco Bell? Is he getting the bus to take people to Taco Bell?
Yeah!
Oh, why? How many people does he have to get Taco Bell for?
It was his crew. He loaded his crew into a school bus for a late night 2 a.m. Taco Bell field trip in LA.
A school bus? Can he drive a school bus? Do you need a CDL to privately drive a school bus?
Oh, no. He chartered a yellow school bus and driver.
Oh, got it. I was like, he's driving everyone to Taco Bell. I was confused. Okay, so he rented a bus and driver.
Yeah, it's a service. You can charter. It'd be like a limousine rental, but instead it was a school bus.
A school bus at 2 a.m. Why a school bus? Just for the seating capacity?
That would be my assumption.
And why a 2 a.m. Taco Bell run? Just because? Is there some special occasion for this?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, do you need an occasion to get 2 a.m. Taco Bell?
Well, if you're hungry,
I feel like that's when they do their best business.
you're probably right. What do you think he got? Doritos Locos Taco? Baja Blast? Crunch Wrap?
I choose to believe that he got one of those taco pizzas they used to do.
Oh, they brought those back
Taco Bell pizzas.
for a minute.
Did they?
Yeah. A while ago. They might not have them anymore. I don't even remember. It's been like years since I last heard about it.
Yeah.
I doubt that that's what he did. It was introduced in 1985 and brought back in 2022.
So it could have.
When was it discontinued?
I mean, we were in probably high school.
Oh, never mind. It was removed in November of 2020.
There you go.
He totally could have gotten a Mexican pizza. A Mexican pizza, because Mac Miller.
Oh.
Ridiculous. I think this is a spin.
Well, hang on before we lock in. Apparently, the driver came in full uniform and allowed Mac Miller to do freestyle rapping over the intercom. Now you may lock in an answer.
Allowed. I mean, you're paying for the bus. I don't know. You do whatever you want. I'm just driving you. Well, that's very fun. I do like full uniform's a must, right? You're hiring a school bus driver. I mean, what kind of uniform does a school bus driver wear?
I don't know. Just says that he came in full uniform.
Fair enough. I think I'm going to say this one's a spin.
Going with spin. No 2 a.m. Taco Bell in a school bus.
No, I don't think so. I think he was living menos.
I don't even know what that means.
What's the opposite of live mas?
So less?
Yeah, live less. School bus just feels heavy-handed. It's just so big and yellow, and I don't know. You could get, surely there's other transportation options in Los Angeles at 2 a.m.
I'm sure there were, but if you were...
Oh, how annoyed would you be to be the driver, though? Think about this. It's 1:45. You're just locking the place up. What are you going to do? Nobody needs a ride at 1:45.
It's LA, so it's probably one of those all-night party things you can rent or something. I don't know. It's freaking LA. You really think they're locking up at 1:45 a.m.?
No, but...
If you can rent it, it's not like it's an actual school bus driver. Like, oh, man, I got to be up at 7 a.m. to drive the kids.
Get the kids. No, I'm sure it's not an actual school bus driver.
And now Mac Miller wants me to go to Taco Bell at 2 a.m. Gotta get the bus back out.
Sorry, kids. Why is there a chalupa at my seat?
Well, I can confidently say that this is a bona fide spin.
Yeah, it is. Ha ha. Taco Bell is for no school bus, because then they don't have to get out and go in anyway.
Yeah, I mean, any car you rent, you'd have to do that.
Some of them you could take through the drive-thru, perhaps.
You'd probably take a school bus through a Taco Bell drive-thru.
Maybe.
Although Taco Bell is known for doing the annoying thing where, like, they make the drive-thru really, like, narrow and, like, lock you in so you can't get out when they take freaking, like, 20 minutes per car.
Yeah.
You're locked in.
Unfortunate. And not good for a school bus, but at least they've had plenty of room to move. Good spin, though. That was a fun one.
Thank you.
Can I rent a school bus like that in LA?
I'm sure you can.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you'd looked into it and based the fact around that or what.
Nope. It's more just a fantasy of mine.
Oh, wow. Very interesting to go to Taco Bell late at night on a school bus.
No, more just to have enough friends to warrant renting a school bus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but that's a lot of friends.
Yeah, that's what's fantasy.
Oh, here you go. Renting a school bus in Los Angeles typically costs, again, every time I look into how much it costs to rent a vehicle, like with the ambulances on the strike episode, whatever, it's so much less than I think. It costs between $389 to $850 per day with a minimum rental period of 4 hours.
Well, there you go.
So you could get a 4-hour midnight bus to take people to Taco Bell for less than $1,000. But a charter bus is kind of more of what I'd expect. I don't know. School bus was fun for the novelty, but...
Yeah, exactly. Charter bus isn't worth bringing the factor spin.
No, but a school bus is. Almost all the time. What's up next?
There's got to be a good title for this, and I'm just blanking on it.
We could workshop it.
All right, I'll just go with this for now. He turned down a Super Bowl commercial deal.
Are we allowed to say Super Bowl? I mean, they don't like that, right?
What?
The NFL doesn't like that. You can't say Super Bowl.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, that's why every commercial calls it the big game or whatever.
I've never heard about that, but I'm not really a sports guy, so sure.
Okay. Well, what's the commercial about? Why is he turning it down? Who's it with?
Well, it involved him wearing a giant hot dog costume.
Whoa.
That's why I said there's got to be a funny title for that, and I just couldn't find it.
Mac Miller almost had nice buns? I don't know.
I just kept going to Sad Wiener.
That's not a good one.
No.
Well, who's paying him to be a hot dog? Is this like an Oscar Mayer thing?
Yeah, it was a major snack brand. At least that's what he called it. I guess he didn't want to say which one, but he referred to it as a major snack brand. Offered him a 6-figure deal to appear in a Super Bowl ad for them, rapping while dressed as a hot dog.
Well, that's very interesting. And why did he say no? Just because it was goofy and he didn't want to do it?
Yeah, I think he just didn't want to be dressed as a hot dog.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. In front of the biggest audience in the world. So did they make the commercial anyway with someone else? Or was this their one shot?
Didn't even look.
Interesting. And you don't know the company?
No, I don't know the company. He just referred to it as a major snack brand. There's a question you haven't asked that I really thought you were going to ask.
Oh, what was he going to rap?
Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
Okay.
But I do have that answer.
I'm just taking guesses.
Oh, actually, I guess I don't have that. I thought I did. I just have what album of his that just released.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, when was this?
It was 2013, so it was at the height of watching movies with the sound off.
I see. What else am I supposed to be asking?
Well, I just, you were asking, like, why didn't he want to do it, and what was it that he was supposed to do? When I brought up the hot dog thing, I thought for certain you were going to ask, why would they want him to do this?
Oh.
It just felt like the next logical question, and then we got a little distracted.
Him specifically?
Well, just in general, yeah.
Why would they want a rapping hot dog?
Yeah.
Because it's fun.
Well, it sounds like, yeah, I guess you got the answer. Because my answer is going to be, well, of course, the only reason you ever want a rapping hot dog is to appeal to younger audience.
That's a good point.
That was their idea, was that if they got him to rap in a hot dog costume, they would appeal to younger audiences.
What are the kids listening to these days?
Hot dogs.
Oh, Mac Miller? Great. And what do kids like? Hot dogs.
Somebody heard that Mickey Mouse on hot diggity dog.
Yeah.
And they're like, this is it.
Well, I do definitely believe that Mac Miller has not done a Super Bowl commercial dressed as a hot dog.
Was he offered?
I do think the offer is real. I think this is a fact. And it's very weird.
It's very weird.
But why not, right? It's a strange one. But we've had stranger.
We've had stranger things.
It is a little concerning that no snack food brand was named. Because it sounds like, it would be known if this commercial in any form existed.
That's fair. Probably means it doesn't exist.
Yeah, they might have pivoted to something totally different.
They'd already bought the hot dog costume to his exact size. And then when he turned them down, they're like, well, we blew the budget on the costume.
There goes our Cinderella. we gotta find the spokesperson that fits in the hot dog buns. Quick, before midnight.
Quick, slip in my buns. This is... a spin.
Why do I always believe you?
You get your hot dog hopes up.
Yeah, I didn't relish that.
Oh, all right.
Unfortunate. Just a funny idea.
Yeah, but it's not mine.
Oh, did Connor tell you this?
This is a fan-submitted factor spin.
Drat, and I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Well done, submitter.
It was submitted a while ago, actually, just as a generic, funny idea for a spin, and then I decided to pull out.
Here it is. Congratulations. I can only imagine how gratifying it must be to come up with an idea that's so goofy like that and then to have it work. Oh, man.
Our third supposedly true fact.
Here we go. Fact Miller.
He had a petty zoo.
Petty like P-E-T-T-Y or petty like pedicure?
P-E-T-T-Y.
A petty zoo?
Yeah. Not a petting zoo.
Not petting.
But a petty.
Yeah, a petty zoo. What's in a petty zoo? Like Tom Petty? Like things that are snobbish towards you? What's in a petty zoo?
A Tom Petty zoo is now hilarious. That is all that's in my brain.
Oh, it's just heartbreaking to see him in a cage.
So, full disclosure, I just really like the pun petty zoo. It really would be more of a petty aquarium, but that didn't have the same ring to it.
No. Is this some kind of specific fish?
Yeah, a school of them.
A school of what kind of fish?
Fish named after his ex-girlfriends.
Oh, it is petty like snobbish.
Yeah!
Wow, a petty aquarium. An aquarium where he had a fish named for all his exes?
Yeah.
Wow. Why? Because to me, that sounds like a good way to stop dating people.
Yeah, well...
Like if I bring someone over and say, look, here's my fish tank.
Yeah.
And these are my fishes. X number 1, X number 2.
If we break up, you'll be in here.
Just out of curiosity, What's your favorite kind of fish?
That's just like icebreaker on a first date.
Yeah. Yeah, she goes to his house and then it all like clicks. You see the wheels turning and she's like, he asked me about my favorite fish months ago.
I got a quote from him that explains why he does this.
That's a great thing I'd like to know.
He names his fish after past flames so he could, quote, watch them swim in circles while he made hits.
Oh, really petty. Down to the intentions.
Yeah.
That is wild. I mean, Swimming in Circles is kind of the name of his dual album project here between Swimming and Circles. So there's some reverse engineering to be done here. Whether that's what he liked and named his albums after it, or whether you knew the albums were like that and then made up a lie. That's interesting. How many X's does he have? How big is this fish tank?
There's 7 in this photo.
7. Which one is Ariana Grande? What kind of fish is she?
Yeah, I don't know which fish is her, but I'm sure she's one of these 7.
She's probably a big one.
I'll be honest. If I had to pick, I think I know which one it would be.
She's a salmon catfish.
I think I know which one of these would. Like, if I was to pick one of these fish to be Ariana Grande, I know which one it would be.
Oh, yeah?
Like, just looking at this picture. You'll see it, too, once I send it to you.
Okay, I can't just see a picture of 7 fish in a fish tank?
No.
Is he in it? The picture, not the fish tank.
He's just, like, in this tank swimming around with them.
He was drowning. Now he's swimming. This is wild. I don't even know what to make of this.
Yeah, well, I wanted to save it for last, but there's a reason it's not last.
A petty zoo. So he can watch his exes swim in circles while he makes hits. It's a spin. I think this is a spin.
Dang.
I think putting Swimming in Circles in here on an album called Swimming, I just think it's too coincidental. I don't think he's mean-spirited enough towards his exes. I mean, at least it sounds like he and Ariana Grande, from what I know of their relationship, had a good thing going on. I mean, she even says in her song that he was an angel. Sounds like they just couldn't work things out, and I don't think he'd be vindictive about it. Although I guess at that point, if you're 6 fish deep, you don't want to break with tradition. So I don't know, but I don't think it's true. I think this is a spin.
Going with spin.
Yep.
This is a spin. It
Oh.
is. It's too mean-spirited for him.
Thank goodness.
But once I thought of it, how could I not?
How could you not? That's so ridiculous. I was gonna say if I got it wrong, I was like, I have a fish tank with a fish for every fact that I miss.
You'd have a lot of fishes.
Mm-hmm. You should see Tom York's Goldfish Had a Bad Christmas fish.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, no, I absolutely came across the swimming in circles kind of thing for the imagery for the album and thought about fish. And then I thought about the petty zoo pun.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh, I'll do that instead. But I still wanted it to be about fish.
Petty
And I was like,
zoo?
who cares?
It's so funny.
Yeah. Because at first I was like, what other animal could he have that he could name like after? I went through like, oh, could it be like people who like didn't think he'd make it? I was like trying to think of how to do it. If I just went X's that were fish.
Well done. It was just blatant enough that I had to question it.
Yeah, that's fair. If I'd not gone with fish, I might have got you. What animal would you have believed?
No, fish was probably the most believable.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, right? Because anything else doesn't really. I could have been like, oh, he has a cat for every X, but it's like,
But that's a hard thing to commit to.
yeah. So that's how you stop dating right there. It's like, I can't afford any more cats.
No, thank you. But he just names them all cat puns.
I'll be honest though. Which fish would you make Ariana Grande?
Well, in this like AI generated fish picture,
Yeah.
there's an obvious right answer. She's definitely the big purple fish.
Yeah. How'd you know this was AI generated?
It's just got that look to it.
Yeah, it does have that look to it. Hey, you know what my prompt was for this AI generated fish?
What, 7 fish in a fish tank?
Generate an image of 7 fish in a fish tank and make one represent Ariana Grande.
That's ludicrous.
It did such a good job.
It did. There's definitely also, it's not a big enough fish tank at all for that to be real. So they're all kind of at the exact same angle. Like, there's definitely no way this isn't AI generated. They're all facing perfectly parallel to the,
I just love the idea that it was smart enough to like know Ariana Grande, realize she's associated with like those colors, and then make a fish that like fits that.
yeah.
In which is 7 other generic fish. Oh, I had no idea what to expect when I typed that in. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna get like Ariana Grande's head on a fish. I didn't know what I was gonna get, but I am quite happy with it.
That's So funny. Wow, Petty Zoo. I just can't. The concept is incredible.
It's pretty great, right?
It makes me want to buy a fish tank. Not really.
It is time for our final ramp.
Did you just shake your head all around your microphone when you said that?
Yeah.
It sounded ridiculous.
I was trying to create a weird sound effect for it.
You did it.
I like that you blocked in on that right away. You're like, oh, he just shook his head all around his microphone.
Well, I just like to picture you doing it in my head. I can see you standing in front of the microphone going like this.
I'm a weirdo. For our final ramp,
What's our final ramp?
we have a round of Fast Fire Facts.
Oh, when you said that one would have been last, but there were reasons. I was afraid of Fast Fire Facts. That's 2 episodes in a row.
That's your fault for picking 2 artists that lend themselves to Fast Fire Facts in a row.
Well, what's Mac Miller's Fast Fired Facts? He could be Mass-Mired Max.
Pseudonyms.
Uh-oh, like alternate identities.
Yeah. Aliases, if you will.
I'll be so honest, I don't know any of these.
Yeah, you touched around a few of them in your notes in a way that made me hesitant to bring any of them as just regular facts. So I found so many, though, I was like, oh, we could do fast-fired facts out of it.
Yeah, well, he has a lot, and he would do side projects with them, and I don't know. I don't know what all he did with them, but I know there were some. This scares me. How many do you have? Did you pick an odd number this time?
I don't know, I haven't counted yet. 1, 2, 7. I did pick an odd number. There's 7.
Oh, good. Glad we don't have to tie.
Are you ready?
No, but start anyway. I can't get more ready by not looking this up until we start, so...
Larry Lovestein.
Yeah, are these all names that he used for, like, music? Do I get to know what he used the names for?
Yeah, they're all music related.
Okay.
Larry Lovestein. He used this name to release a full jazz EP.
Jazz. Oh, he does do jazz EPs. I did say that he made one of those. Was that the name he used? I think fact.
That is a fact. He released an EP called Larry Lovestein and the Velvet Revival.
That's a very jazzy name. A lot of V's in there.
The name Larry Fisherman.
What's he all about Larry's?
He'd used this name when producing tracks for both himself and other artists.
Oh, he did have a producer alter ego. Again with the fish, though. Swimming and fish tanks. And I don't know if I can believe another fish thing. And Larry was already in there once. Would you make a second pseudonym that was also Larry? I don't think so. I think this one's a spin.
This is a true fact.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Wizard Larry.
There. Come on.
Wizard Larry. This is what he would refer to himself as in studio while he wore a wizard hat.
I wasn't sure if you said wizard or lizard. So, yeah, wizard would make more sense in that context. Wizard Larry. Why are they all Larry? Yeah, okay, sure.
That one's a spin.
Darn it.
Made up right on the spot simply because of how much you questioned the second Larry. I replaced one of my other spins with Wizard Larry, and you fell for it.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunate. Where he wore a wizard hat. I mean, unlike the petty tank, that's what I can kind of see him doing. For some reason, that just, why not?
Why not? Cloud Poppy was an EDM alter ego that he used and even opened for himself at a festival.
Oh, fun. Like who? Ingrid Andress performing as Hannah Montana and then being herself? Is that who it was?
I think so. I don't remember who it was.
Lainey Wilson. Anyway, say the name one more time.
Cloud Poppy.
Got it. I think that's a fact.
That is a spin.
Oh, well, I've lost. Unfortunate.
Macadocious.
Wait, I haven't lost yet.
Let's say I think you've got one more.
I can't miss any more, or else I lose.
Yeah. Macadocious, a name he used in high school.
Easy Mac, I think that is a fact.
That is a true fact.
But my factin' ain't easy.
Delusional Thomas.
Delusional Thomas?
It's a secret mixtape he dropped where he rapped in a high-pitched, sinister cartoon voice.
Wow. Interesting fact.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that was you.
Yeah, that was me saying it was interesting.
That was very confusing.
Yeah, and then saying fact.
That is a true fact.
Oh, no. It all comes down to this. I did this last week, too. Why do I always miss early and then have to claw my way back?
Our last one. Legally changing his middle name to Most Dope, making his full name Malcolm Most Dope McCormick.
Legally changing his middle name to Most Dope. Spin. I don't think it was legally changed. Maybe he said it. Maybe he called himself that. Legally changed is a big step. I don't think it's true.
This is a spin.
Yes. Oh, I did it again.
He does it again. Missing early to bring it back.
I'm telling you, I just work better under pressure. Where'd you come up with Mac Most Dope Miller?
Because Most Dope was like his thing. Mac Miller and the Most Dope family.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Yeah.
I figured a legal name change would have showed up on his...
Yeah. Probably got too ambitious calling it legal instead of just a nickname.
Yeah, but still, it points to you. You know, you can't get big hits if you don't take big swings.
You may have won the battle, but I think you also won the war.
Look, the year of redemption is really leaning my way somehow in Factor Spin.
But at the end of the day, did you win the psychological battle? Because I got you to believe Wizard Larry.
I am, Wizard Larry. I am going to think about that one for a while. I did take a bit of a hit on that one.
There was some psychic damage delivered by Wizard Larry.
And maybe he was a wizard for that.
The way you just questioned so much.
The true one, yeah.
Yeah, the true one. What, Larry Fisherman? The way you just freaked out about Larry Fisherman. I'm like, I gotta make the next one another Larry. Since this one's true.
Well, it kind of felt like the outfits thing that you did for, was it Lady Gaga? Somebody you lied about wearing all the costumes from The Wizard of Oz, and none of them were true. And this felt like that. It's like, I bet he did call himself a lot of Larrys for some reason, and you just don't think I'll believe it. If he did it twice, he'd be willing to do it a third time.
That was very funny. Where I got you, where I just kept lying to you about Wizard of Oz. I've had some good ones where I've just got you so deep down a rabbit hole that you can't find your way out.
Yeah, it's been a little brutal.
All right, well, I think this was another successful round of Factor Spin.
It was definitely another round of Factor Spin. I think successful. It was fun.
And as promised, you learned more than 4 things.
Yeah, I thought about that when you said Fast Fire Facts. I was like, oh, it's happening.
Yeah.
My wishes are coming true.
I'm a mixtaper of my word.
So you are. Thanks, Mixtaper. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
And welcome back, Connor.
I have returned.
You've come back to Earth. I hope I didn't leave the Mixtaper with too many hurt feelings.
I think he's just riding the high of Wizard Larry.
Yeah, he'll be riding that one for a while, I think. He'll never run out of jet fuel. Well, you know what time it is.
Is it macadamia nut time?
Macadamia nut. Interesting. I don't know if that's you saying you want to talk about Mac Miller, if you want to go get a snack.
Yeah, I was just looking for other Mac-related, words.
Not bad. Yeah, macadamia nut time, I guess. Let's talk about the album art. It is Mac Miller in a pink suit sitting on the floor of what? Like a locker? A box with an airplane window looking hole in it. You can see the sky through it. His feet are filthy.
Yeah, they sure are.
He's been walking hard.
At first, I thought it was like a submarine port window.
Oh.
But then I realized it wasn't the ocean out there.
No, that's true. Submarine is an interesting choice. It's called swimming.
Yeah.
Water is involved.
And then I thought coffin, but then I was like, why would there be like a window? He's dirty. He's in a suit like you would be if you were being buried.
That's true.
Rectangular box. And then I was like, maybe the window is to see out. I was trying to get deep about a coffin.
I think you might not be too far off about that one. It does feel eerie, retrospectively, of course, given upcoming events, but
the way he's looking with his eyes almost closed.
But I do think that's kind of what they were going for.
Well, that's kind of where I got. So, mission accomplished.
They made it. There's just an element of, I don't know, aloneness to this album cover. It's very solitary because I just like the contrast of he's in this little box, right? There's confinement, but then also vast expanse and nothingness around him. And so that's all of the bad of being in a small space with none of the good. And all of the bad of being in a big space.
So there's not a lot of good about being in a small space, to be honest with you.
Depends on how small the space is.
What do you mean?
Well, a space that's reasonably sized is pretty nice.
Yeah, but then it's not small. It's reasonably sized.
Well, compared to a vast infinity of nothingness and void,
I would still call it reasonably sized.
My apartment is kind of a small space compared to the infinite blankness of the rest of this album cover. It's reasonably sized, I guess. Feels like semantics.
Yeah, probably.
I like it. I love the pink. I love the color of his suit. That little pop of color.
You like it, you love it, you want some more of it? I do like the pink suit.
Yeah, it suits him very well. Oh, well, didn't even think of that. But I like it a lot. And then we dive into these 13 tracks. I keep saying dive, and it's thematically appropriate this time because swimming. Up first, Come Back to Earth. It was certified 2 times platinum as of late 2024. It's a strong opening track.
Are your neighbors more like strangers, or are you friends with your neighbors?
Depends on the neighbors. 50-50.
I'll be honest, the family sitcoms I grew up watching really gave me the wrong idea about how often I would just be randomly strolling into my neighbors' houses uninvited.
I hope the answer is that you don't do that.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I got the wrong impression. I thought I'd be doing that way more.
Yeah, the sitcoms do it a lot. People are very friendly with their neighbors in sitcoms.
Yeah.
But man, this song doesn't do a ton musically. It really does serve as kind of an opener. But I love his lyrics. It's just such a strength for him. My regrets look like texts I shouldn't send. Like the things that I regret are the things that I'm doing and shouldn't. The things I know that are bad for me, and I continue to pursue them. He's just trying to come back to Earth. And I mean, there's so many like flying motifs on an album that's based around water and swimming. Even on this song, he was drowning and now he's swimming, but he needs to come back to Earth. And then he needs to, deal with the motifs on jet fuel and other places. It's just an interesting bit of like cognitive dissonance. He just needs a way out of his head because his head is swimming. He needs an alternate reality through stressful waters to relief. I like his singing. I think he does some really good, subtle, and not overbearing melodies on each of these songs. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, the whole first track here is very like subtle. You can definitely tell the jazz inspiration.
Yeah, it's understated. And I think this song establishes a lot about the mood and the tone of this album. In a 2018 interview, he got asked if he was frustrated by people who reduced swimming to a breakup album, right? Nothing but another breakup album, another fish in the tank, right? He said, well, yeah, I'm frustrated because it's so much more than that. I've been working on this album for 2 years. It frustrates me that people take something and put it into this small window narrative. And he said, I would love for people to just take the music as just the music. Try and get rid of the outside context. And he said he took almost a dozen rewrites to get Come Back to Earth the way that he wanted it. He was very meticulous about it. And so to reduce it to a breakup album just isn't right. Like, it's clearly about so much more than that.
I do like the line, my regrets look just like texts I shouldn't send.
Mm-hmm.
Good line.
It is. I think it's a great album opener. Subtle, understated, jazzy, awesome thematic introduction. Immediately pushes us beyond where we think a breakup album would go.
But just where you think a rap album's gonna go.
Yeah, that too. Pushing boundaries all over the place. Because then Hurt Feelings comes. Hurt Feelings does feel a little bit like a breakup track, but in the context of, obviously, a greater overarching narrative. Hurt Feelings was co-written with J. Cole and certified platinum in 2023, and it's a much more, stated song. If Come Back to Earth was understated, Hurt Feelings is stated. Still not overbearing, but definitely has a lot more of a presence and a lot more of a forward momentum to it. And a good hook. I mean, opening on that chorus is pretty great. And he talks about hurt feelings, right? I went through this experience, and I always say that I won't change, but I've grown. Everything's different. I have changed. Through the hurt feelings, there's growth that happens. Everything is strange.
There's some very interesting lyrics in Hurt Feelings.
No doubt. Driving with my eyes closed, missing all the signs, listening to Whitney and whipping it through the city. And again, I mean, he comes back to the water metaphor here, keeping his head above the water, and the world is getting smaller.
Yeah.
Like, feels like a very poignant, direct allusion to small worlds.
But it's getting smaller because his eyes are getting bigger.
Uh-huh. He's able to see more clearly, see more thoroughly what's going on around him, getting better perspective. Shame on you. The instrumentation on this album is one thing that I really love, and it's especially strong in these earliest tracks. He establishes such a vibe. I just really like it. What do you think about his voice? He's got such a distinct vocal, whether he's singing or rapping. It's something about the way that he just kind of delivers his lyrics is very clear, but also mumbled. It's like he's kind of speaking in cursive out the side of his mouth, but you get it, you know?
His voice is okay.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think too. I think it suits his own music very well. I think he uses it well.
Yeah, I think the music is doing the heavy lifting here.
I do think that's true for a lot of the album.
And then his lyrics are decent, but his voice itself is kind of just, I mean, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, not good, not bad, you know?
Yeah, neutrally buoyant. I just like the construction of Hurt Feelings. The instrumentals and stuff. It's a very good sounding song.
This whole album just has a nice vibe to it.
It does.
I would honestly really like listening to this album as an instrumental album.
Yeah, which is rare for a rap album. And I just think that's one area that Mac Miller excels. As, again, just an analog kind of rap. It's not super synthy, not super sampley, not super loopy. He can and did sit down with a band and play these songs live, which is not a thing you could do with all rap songs. And that instrumentation especially grabs me on What's the Use. What's the Use has some great bass to it, and that is courtesy of Thundercat on the bass. What's the Use also features Sid and Snoop Doggy Dogg. This is his moment on the album.
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
We'll do an episode on him someday. What's the Use was the third single, certified platinum in 2023, like most things on this album. And this is just, What's the Use has one of the best melodic runs on the whole album. It's just a song about feeling defeated. What's the use? Why bother? You can love it, you can leave it, doesn't matter. What do you think about the hook on What's the Use? Kind of funky, kind of upbeat, some really good background vocals in there.
Yeah. Oh no. What's the Use didn't quite do it for me.
Really?
I'm not sure why either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd call it one of my favorites. If not, maybe my favorite, which is a hot take.
Whoa.
I really like What's the Use, and I always have. I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good bass line. I think that's what What's the Use boils down to.
Fair enough.
It feels almost disco adjacent. There's just, we've got 3 different songs here and 3 different vibes through 3 tracks. The first 10 minutes of this album are widely varied. I like that a lot. You gotta love Snoop Dogg.
Oh, you gotta love Snoop Dogg. He's the dog.
That's right. He was the lion for a minute, but he's past that. Well, Mac Miller, he's good. He ain't perfect, but he don't mind. And that's what he dives into on Perfecto. Certified Gold in mid-2023, and it's all about relationships. Not just with people, yes, with Ariana Grande, but also his relationships with drugs, his relationships with family, just how he fits into the life that he's living is really what Perfecto's all about. Feet are on the clouds, head on the ground. That's the backwards way from the way people usually say it. And again, he's treading water. If he drowns, he doesn't care. It's just more of the same imagery. It just feels like a very good through thread. To call it swimming, it's very clever because it's here all the time.
It is. It is.
Perfecto has a really laid back style to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of yes. I think Perfecto is the first song that introduces us to a kind of come back to earthish style that pops up a few times here. Perfecto has it. Wings has it. Some of these later songs get into it. So It Goes has a little bit of it. It's almost like a heartbeat that just runs throughout the album. It's not bad. Perfecto is not my favorite, but, it's okay.
It didn't make my top 3, but I found myself thinking about the instrumentals of Perfecto.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's that higher pitch dun 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 going on in the background. It just kept popping up.
Yeah.
It was unique, that higher pitch.
That's fair. It kind of cuts right through all the rest of the noise, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some xylophone-ish kind of sounds, glockenspiel-y things going on in Perfecto.
Love a good glockenspiel.
I like the way that he uses drums in Perfecto. Kind of cuts them out from time to time for emphasis, and it's pretty strong. Again, for a self-produced album, just gotta really respect a lot of the production decisions he's made. And while Perfecto wasn't my favorite, we're getting a little closer to my favorite with Self-Care. It's definitely the album's biggest hit. It was a second single. Posthumously, Self-Care went to number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100, which was, at the time, his highest charting song as a lead artist. By 2024, it would go 6 times platinum in the United States. Some of the drum sounds on Self-Care are really fun. The song is it's a 2-parter, right? The first part is the Self-Care half. Then the second half is what's known as the Oblivion half. And they were separate. Part 1 was recorded in Los Angeles. Part 2 was recorded in Pittsburgh, kind of reflecting this double nature of the life he's living as a Pittsburgh guy to his core and also a Los Angeles celebrity and recording artist. Pitchfork called Self-Care a breezy, self-guided tour through his personal rehabilitation. I think that's pretty good. Breezy is very true.
What does he mean by, September I fall?
What do you mean September I fall? Because autumn, the season, is associated with September the month. The height's too tall.
It sure is.
Right? He's up too high.
I don't know. When I start thinking about things that are tall that fall in September.
What? Oh, no. Oh, no. No, that's not what he meant.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. Well,
I like how long it took you to pick up what I was putting down.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because it's a ridiculous thing to put down. I don't know. I really like both halves of this song.
I did like the weird vocal thing they did on the "Let Me Go 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 Oh."
Yeah.
I like the second half better though. I think.
Really?
Yeah. And again, I think it's the instrumentation doing that for me.
It's very glitzy and glittery in the back half, and the first half is almost like R&B adjacent, soulish. I get that. I'm surprised you didn't get bored of the repetition in the second half, the Oblivion half.
You don't know me?
Well, maybe not. Who knows? It's cool. The music video for Self-Care parodies Kill Bill 2. Mac Miller gets buried alive and has to escape, which again really points back to that kind of coffin feeling on that.
Spoilers!
I didn't say he does escape. I said he has to.
Just, I didn't know he was buried alive.
Well, he wasn't in real life. In the music video, yes. But I also haven't seen Kill Bill 2, so I guess that is technically a spoiler for me too.
See?
But you know, the whole concept of burial really calls back to the album cover, again, in that coffin-y feeling. What did you think about Wings? It's a song of healing. What a journey we're on. Halfway through the album, starting to heal.
Taking those broken wings and soaring.
Soaring, indeed. He ain't feeling broken no more.
Soaring right into the ocean.
Well, yeah, Wings is, again, on an album about swimming, on an album where waters come so often into the metaphors, Wings is interesting.
Icarus style.
Oh, that's true. Icarus has his wings and he falls, but he's not falling. The wings are good for him. Well, he does say, who could surf the universe with me? So maybe flying is just like swimming in the sky. I like Wings. It's a slower sort of beat.
It is, and I think that's part of why I like it.
Yeah, the lyrics keep coming fast. His flow is up-tempo, but it's over this backbeat that is almost minimalist. And I think that makes it stand out. Because so many of these other songs have so much going on, Wings kind of manages to find its niche and hit you harder with the lack of that. One of the places that has a lot going on is Ladders, a song that I underappreciated on most of my early times through the album 4-something years ago. But in revisiting for this episode, I've really been taking to Ladders lately. And one of my favorite things about Ladders is all the brass in it. I mean, this is unique. This is fresh. It's bright. It's just cool. You're talking about a guy who can release a jazz EP and create a genre-blended album. Ladders is a really strong example of that. You mostly don't see horns outside of like jazz and ska bands. So on a hip-hop song, catches your ear. And of course, he's swimming, still, deep in thought, just kind of letting his thoughts pass over him. And ladders is a clever little metaphor. You climb higher, you advance. Climbing the ladder is such a prevalent saying in like the corporate world, what have you. You climb the ladder, you advance. But then also he talks about like a fear of heights. As you advance, the higher you have to go. The more wobbly the ladder gets, the scarier it is to be higher. And I just think that's really poignant, coming from a guy who has climbed, obviously, from the bottom to pretty darn close to the top of the music industry at the time.
Ladders surprised me, actually.
Yeah.
I thought we were kind of starting to go into a bit of a section of the album that was just going to kind of feel mundane or, you know, nothing special.
Oh.
But then we hit the Ladders, Small Worlds, Wombo combo.
Yeah, hard to deny that those are standouts.
I like the horns on Ladders.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the Wombo combo.
Yes, one of the womboest, comboest parts of the album, those horns. Loved them.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Small Worlds 2 is also one that I just like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what, Small Worlds is like the most popular track on the album? Oh, no, sorry, Self-Care is. But,
Small Worlds is close.
Yeah.
I like the way that he talks this one. It's really much more conversational than a traditional, like, rap.
Yeah. I didn't think I was going to like it when it first started.
Yeah, I know. It probably worried you. But there's something so catchy about it. Something that so just sticks with you. And I think that's because of his voice. I mean, you talked about how it's not good or not bad, but I think he uses it to his advantage in that a track like Small Worlds would be really hard to listen to by anyone other than Mac Miller, I think. I don't know how many people I could sit there and listen to go, I want to build a wall like that if it's not Mac Miller, because he just does it right.
Yeah, I think its positioning on the album helps it too.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you had to start with this. It hit different.
It would hit different, but I think it could still carry the weight of an opening track.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, but boy, I really do like it. He doesn't want to keep her waiting. And I talked earlier about that small world thing coming up. His perspective's getting bigger. The world is so small, but until it ain't, right? The world can blow up and get big and intimidating really quickly. And so how do you keep up? I don't want to keep you waiting. It's just so ludicrous to me to call this a breakup album. I just can't even fathom taking such a shallow, narrow kind of view of it. There's just so much more happening than that. And up next, we've got one of the least popular songs on the record, according to the Spotify plays.
Yeah.
Conversation Part 1. It's not a very humble song. It just talks about how good he is, how great he is. You're not from my planet, we don't speak the same language.
I mean, every rapper's got one.
Every rapper's got one, it's true. He's at the top. He's on top of the world. Look at how often Lil Wayne did it. His very first song was about three-peat, how he's the greatest. And, you know, there's just so many instances. You're right, every rapper does have one. But he goes on the offensive here, too. Your life is basic. All you do is sit around. You're missing every shot you're not taking. Like, he kind of talks about himself in a way that, yeah, is hard towards other people, but probably seems like it's a little bit meant to inspire them to action. Like, look at you. You're not taking shots. You got to get out. What are you doing? You're wasting your life away. That's not too bad. I like Conversation. Can't hold up to, I think, anything before it on this album. Perfecto could maybe challenge it, but I don't know. Conversation is just one that I feel ambivalent towards.
Yeah, I think it probably would fall towards the bottom of my list as well, to be honest.
Very understandable. How did you feel about Dunno coming up next?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I should have expected as much. This one's an interesting song because it kind of keeps the minimalism of Wings, but builds it over like a soft synth line. And whereas it worked really well for Wings, I don't think it works as well for Dunno. Maybe it's because he put so much space in between his phrases. There's not as much to hold on to in the negative space. I'm not sure. I also don't like the chorus on Dunno. The melody is just not doing it for me.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Wings is better.
Yeah, but it's trying its best. Can't complain. I do really like Jet Fuel, though.
Can't melt steel beams.
Stop that, you.
I'm just saying there's a lot of references. No.
Oh, Jet Fuel's fun. Jet Fuel's a song just about how he's so high, he's on top of the world, and he's never gonna come back down.
Wow.
It's a drug and an alcohol metaphor, of course. Writer and producer Steve Lacy is the one that came up with the beat behind Jet Fuel. He actually meant for it to be on Kendrick Lamar's album, Damn, which we talked about on episode 72. Yeah, he said that beat actually came from a Kendrick Lamar session, and he said he had that beat for Kendrick. Kendrick passed it up. I guess Mac was working on his record, and he liked the beat that became Jet Fuel. Mac was one of the first people to mess with me. He said he was just a rad spirit, bro. So it's a cool collaboration. I can't imagine Jet Fuel being really on any Kendrick album, but I would be curious to hear what Kendrick did with the beat.
Yeah, it would have to be very different.
Big time. I think Mac does it pretty good justice here. It is 5 minutes and 45 seconds long, tied for the second longest track on this album with Self-Care. It doesn't bring the star power to the table that Self-Care has, and Self-Care is two halves of a song stitched together, so it feels like it renews itself. Jet Fuel does not have that luxury. So I think it's good. I think it certainly maximizes its welcome. If it doesn't run out, it hits its cap. But I don't think he ever does run out of Jet Fuel. Even longer than Jet Fuel, though. I mean, these last three songs take up 15 minutes. They take up a quarter of the album's runtime, which is wild. I think the album really has a pacing shift on this last chunk with Jet Fuel 2009 and So It Goes. 2009 is interesting because it opens with an orchestra. There's like genuine strings in there. It just feels like a whole different universe than the rest of Swimming.
It does feel different. Almost like it doesn't belong.
Almost. I don't know if I'd go that far, though.
But not quite. I said almost. I don't know if I want to go that far, but it's starkly different.
At least the beginning.
But like in a good way. I'm not saying it's bad. I was just saying it almost doesn't want to jive with the rest of the album.
Well, once you get past that intro, the high, floaty piano part does kind of fit perfectly.
Yeah, that's fair.
It reminds me a little bit of the stuff you liked on Perfecto.
That's fair.
Producer Eric G talked about making 2009. He said 2009 was the first song that I was able to be there to record with Mac. He said, we went to the studio for 2 nights in a row, and the way he did the song, he did it so quickly. He works really fast and does a lot of stuff at all times. He said that's what's really crazy about working with him, is that he'll sit down and play the piano, then he'll play the guitar, then he'll play bass, he'll play drums, everything. He said, I think a lot of people think he's just a rapper, which is fine, but he's multi-talented. It's just fluid. He just kind of exists going with it. Instead of overthinking anything, he just goes. And I think that's cool. I think that's a really great insight into the making of this album. And Mac Miller is an artist. He crafts these songs from the ground up himself, right down to all the instrumental recordings. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And to self-produce it, to write it, this is like the depths of his internal self. 2009 really shows that a lot, that softer side. And again, just his whole introspective, incisive lyrics, that openness to the world is really just what drew me to Mac Miller in the first place.
Sure.
It's kind of what he's known for. I really like it. And closing out the album is So It Goes.
So It Goes. The end of the album.
The end of the album. Still 5 minutes. Pretty long.
I like the drums on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially at the beginning there.
Mm-hmm. It's another very chill track, and the drums contribute a lot to that laid-back, easy, casual kind of nature. So It Goes, apparently, I haven't read it yet, but I mean to. So It Goes is a line borrowed from Slaughterhouse-5, and it's repeated every time a character dies. So that's ominous. That, again, calls back to the coffin metaphor on the beginning of the album and so many of these other lyrical moments. And it just takes on even more weight given everything that's happened, a month after the album came out. So it goes.
I'll be honest, the drums go hard.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Even though they're so chill, they go that hard?
Yeah, they're chill but hard.
Wow. Like ice.
My final spin will reflect that.
Whoa, we could get honorable mentions all the way down to the last here, I guess. I really like the end of the song. This bit where the instrumentals, the synths start to come in big, and the album just kind of, again, it evolves in a new way at the 11th hour, in a whole new direction that it hasn't been before. We talked about how it's kind of still an analog, very instrumental guitar and drum and bass heavy rap, and then these synths just wash in and absolutely overpower everything else that's been going on at the end of So It Goes. I think that's a great metaphor for the swim and drowning thing. Mac described the end of the song as the ascension into heaven, and I think that's really poignant for a song called So It Goes that's such a tangential allusion to death, for just the whole concept of swimming, trying to stay afloat, getting lost in your thoughts, and then, again, just a really fitting understanding of the final moments of the last album that he would be around to release. So there's a lot of work on So It Goes, but that's the record. That is Swimmin'.
So that is how it goes.
Shall we final spin?
We shall.
For me, the lyrics and the production on the album are really intriguing. I think this is a great character study. The vulnerability on Swimming is pretty unparalleled, and I think it's what makes Mac Miller special as an artist. I like that he started out as a singer. I like that so many of these songs rely on melodic hooks. I'm giving the music a 78. I think there's a lot of really interesting moments on here. His genre blending is definitely there, but he does it in a way that is so seamless that it feels faint sometimes. It's kind of hard to tell where a lot of those influences lie unless you really dig in and get it and look. In a lot of places. 78 for the music. I'm giving the lyrics an 83. I think he floats through a lot of this album. The lyrics are very personal. They're very revealing. They're very incisive. But he's just swimming through them, thing at a time. They're passing through his head, floating around his brain, and we kind of float through them too. There's no real incentive to latch onto something and engage with it super deeply, in as much as we're meant to just ponder it. It is, like we said at the beginning, it's an open-ended question. It never gets resolved. We're just kind of walking on his healing journey and discovery with him. So 83 for the lyrics, 85 for the instruments and production. This album does a great job at establishing a tone without driving it into the ground, and while still finding ways to mix it up from track to track. There's some similar sounds, but nothing's too samey. There's a lot of unique moments between the synths and the horns on ladders, and he's able to vary up his flow and his singing voice enough to keep things moving. 85 there. 85 for the production. Self-produced, super fun, very interesting record. I'm giving the overall vibe an 85. The final total score for Swimmin' is an 82.6, which puts it on my list at number 535. That is above Discovery by Daft Punk. Again, guys, it's the lyrics. That's all it is with Discovery. It's just the lyrics that keep it down in the 500s. But it also puts Swimming below OK Orchestra by AJR. And I don't know how I feel about that one.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think this album is so much more of a serious and mature album than OK Orchestra, but I think it's just in the instrument, the production style, the way that OK Orchestra moves, I think it's just a little more consistently engaging than Swimming, which again is just a little bit of a float through the mind of Mac Miller. But 535 is still pretty strong. I really am intrigued by Swimming, and I would love to go and listen to Circles after it. I don't know why I haven't yet in the last 4 years, but I need to.
My turn?
Your turn.
For me, this is definitely more my speed of rap. Give me the jazz rap all the way.
Interesting and a little surprising, but not unexpected.
I do think I almost kind of like the higher, this is almost like smooth jazz, right?
Uh-huh.
Smooth jazz rap compared to John Batiste, right? Who is more of the freeform jazz.
Yeah, he's jazz with rapping.
Yeah, I do think I tend to go more that way because that's just more my speed. But this smooth, freeform jazz rap, it worked. I didn't mind it. I think my Connor top 3 is easily gonna be Self-Care, because you gotta.
Wow. Oh, I like the first part of this album so much, though, and you skipped them all.
I know, but I think you'll understand why. If I went Self-Care, then I did the Wombo Combo Ladders Small Worlds.
Yeah, and it sounds like we're jumping all the way down to...
And then I gave the honorable mention, So It Goes for the drums. Yep.
Just for the... Wow, you really like the drums on So It Goes.
I really like the drums. I wish there was more of them.
Well, good news is there is... in that you can listen to it as much as you want.
Oh. So that's my top 3. think I would take Ladders for my playlist pick, personally.
Good choice.
What's your playlist pick?
Good question.
Is it gonna be Wing? What was it, Wing? Which one was your favorite that didn't quite do it for me?
What's the use?
What's the use?
Yes, it is going to be What's the Use. What's the use in Ladders?
Wow, there you go.
Because what's the use in fighting it? That is the song that I like a lot.
What's the use in Ladders when you have wings?
Yeah, right. And it's a small world, so you don't need to get too high up anyway.
Just come back to Earth.
Yeah, you can run out of jet fuel.
My score.
Yes, score time.
I'm giving this one a respectable 6 Larrys out of 10.
6 Larrys out of 10. 6 is, on occasion, respectable. That does put it far from your favorite rap album.
Yeah.
But far above your least favorite rap album, too.
Yeah, I mean 6, it's the upper half of scores.
It is. It is. Well, of score numbers.
No, it's the upper half of score possibilities.
certainly not the upper half of albums that you've scored.
It's respectable. Other 6s include AC/DC, Aerosmith, Ella Fitzgerald,
Oh, yeah.
Simon and Garfunkel. I mean, there's Beyonce's in the 6s.
I'm not complaining about a 6.
6s are respectable.
Shoot, his ex-fish, Ariana Grande's in the 6s, too.
There you go. And I'm going to put this one right below the Silver Scream by Ice Nine Kills.
Wow, what a throwback.
Yeah, episode 66.
Slotting in between metal albums. The Silver Scream is above it, and Master of Puppets is below it.
There you go.
Interesting stuff. Yeah, 6 is respectable. I think that's a good data point in your appreciation of rap.
Yeah.
That is above Kendrick Lamar, actually. It's above Public Enemy. That also puts it above Tyler, the Creator, above the note-taker Infamous 5, Kanye West. Lands above Drake, Kid Cudi, and the Wu-Tang Clan. Lands below Wiz Khalifa, Lil Nas X, pretty well below Jay-Z, and a few of those others. Good stuff. Hey, that's going to do it for this episode. Catch us next week for another album and another series of scores and fun things to say. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and we love to be rated. Give us some stars or likes or whatever you can rate. We'd love to get feedback.
All the rates, all the things.
All the things. You can find us on social media at SpinItPodOfficial on Instagram and at SpinItPod on X, and on our website, www.spinitpod.com. Get a parent's permission before going online. That's a funny thing to say in a podcast that's kind of loosely 18 and up, but also still clean. I don't know, whatever. It's fine.
We're family approved.
I'd like to think so. Hey, do you have friends?
Yeah, hey, do you have friends? Do you have maybe somebody who you'd put in your petty zoo? Tell them about the podcast.
Call up the ex who is represented in your fish tank and tell her about the podcast. Him or her. The petty zoo. Never going to get over that one. That's one of the most original Factor Spin concepts we've ever seen.
I'm glad you liked that so much.
Tons of fun. But yes, tell everybody. We will see you next week. We'll especially see you next week if you're an elephant. And until then,
Keep spinning.
What do you think is the worst animal to put in a petty zoo? I mean, there are a lot of bad ones. Fish are about the only good one. What do you think's the worst animal to collect in that way?
I would think, maybe this is actually more of a best answer, but like one of those parrots, like a parrot would make a really good petty zoo.
Oh.
Because they can like speak and you could teach it to say snarky things.
You could teach each one like a catchphrase from someone in your past.
Yeah.
That's pretty petty.
What you do is you get the bird when you start dating someone, and then you let it learn that person's mannerisms and like catchphrases, and then when you break up with them, then you have a bird trained by your ex for your petty zoo.
I mean, that's kind of messed up.
Listen, I didn't say it was ethical. You asked a question for what would be, well, you asked for the worst. And in some ways, that is the worst. And in other ways, it's the best.
No, I do think it's the worst because some parrots, like cockatoos, their lifespan is 40 to 60 years.
Yeah.
Imagine just having a parrot that acts like your ex until you're like 80. Oh, that's when we'll care about Olivia Rodrigo. People also ask, according to Google, can a parrot live 200 years? To which Google says, no. Why would you even ask? Oh, man. If Mac Miller was my ex, he'd be a duck in my petty zoo. Call him Quack Miller.